Hello and welcome back to another edition of Raw out of 10 right here on the Wrestle Debate. It is another evening of the draft, the last night in fact, and we've got some entertaining matches too, so it should be a decent show. Let's get straight into it. Again, Raw kicked off with a brawl between Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. Randy said gloating about beating Drew wasn't for him. McIntyre said he was going to kick Randy every time. And then they had a fight basically. Good start to Raw, probably too short to grade, but in round one of the draft, The Fiend was drafted first to Raw. To be honest, not surprised to see this, really. Probably makes sense. He hasn't had the best time on SmackDown. Bayley to SmackDown. I was kind of hoping she'd be on Raw, just keep Bayley and Sasha apart, but I was kind of expecting this as well. Randy to Raw, no surprise. The Street Profits to SmackDown. I think we're all expecting that. And Charlotte Flair to Raw. Who even knew she was in the draft at all, considering we haven't seen her in like 3 months. First match of the evening was Kevin Owens v Aleister Black in a no DQ match. The match went outside early on. Kevin Owens was on the barricades and got tossed into the announce table. Back after the break, there was a steel chair set up in the ring. Owens picked up a chair and blocked a knee strike before getting an earful. Owens then took a Meteora, but Black tried to hit the Black Math but missed Owens, and Owens hit a stunner and a pop-up powerbomb on the table to get the win. This is actually a really good match. Good to actually finally get a proper match between these two because they've shown what they can do here. This was really great. 6.75 out of 10. Round 2 of the draft, Braun Strowman was drafted to Raw. No surprise considering he's been on Raw mostly recently. Just don't get involved with the Fiend. Bryan to SmackDown. Who even knew he was still here? Matt Riddle to Raw. Obviously he's a bit of a contentious issue at this point. I just hope this doesn't affect him. I think I would have preferred to see him stay on SmackDown. Kevin Owens to SmackDown. No surprise, really. He's been there most recently. And Jeff Hardy to Raw. We'll see what happens there. Morrison were then out next, and they made fun of the New Day, who split up recently, and Heavy Machinery. They called out their guests Mandy and Dana. Mandy was going on about how he deliberately moved brands. Dana was saying, Mandy's nice, so I'm not going to join up with you. Before Lana and Talia came out for a little while. And then Lars Sullivan came out and beat John Morrison, and The Miz ran away. Too short to grade, but it's entertaining, I suppose. Street Profits and New Day then swapped titles before we got another bit of the draft. Retribution to Raw. Why the hell are they even in the draft? It's just ridiculous. Lars Sullivan to SmackDown. No surprise. I just hope he can keep up in trouble because he does have a lot of potential. Keith Lee to Raw. He's been there for not very long. No surprise. Corbin to SmackDown. I was kind of surprised at this. Half expecting him to move to Raw. And Bliss to Raw. I think that's a good trade, to be honest. The Monday Night Messiah was then out. He reminded us about the Mysterio family before he leaves, before Jeff Hardy came out, and so did AJ Styles. They all got into a fight, and then we got the match. Rollins was sent out early by AJ, and then AJ and Jeff had a little bit of a wrestle before Styles was able to get a pin on Hardy after the twist of fate took Rollins down after he came back in the ring. Elias came out of nowhere, hit a guitar on Jeff Hardy before AJ got the pin. 6.5 out of 10. Okay match. Kind of expected a bit more though, to be honest. Great to see Elias back, and that's a decent first feud for him. 4 of the draft, Elias was drafted to Raw. No surprise considering he's just rocked up in Raw and he's now got that program with Jeff Hardy. Sami Zayn to SmackDown makes sense considering Lashley's staying on Raw. Lacey Evans to Raw. It's really strengthening his Raw women's division actually, and that's really good. Has been weak recently. Nakamura and Cesaro to SmackDown. I was kind of half expecting them to split up. And Sheamus, yeah, he could do with a fresh start. Up on Raw, it was a pointless women's tag match. Dana Brooke and Mandy versus Lana and Natalia. Dana and Natty started the match off it's very quick before Dana and Mandy got in control. Lana then tagged in and she made it worst. Mandy got the win, and then Natalia and Lana left each other after the match. That was quick. 5.5 out of 10. Stop this bullshit. They backstage made a proposal to the Hurt Business. If he wins tonight, then they leave him alone. If not, then he joins them. And then we got Selena Vega v Andrade, even though they were friends last time we saw them. Vega was on commentary. Garza took a beating as the match started before he dropped outside and hit a wing clipper for the win. And then after the match, Andrade and Xena looked like they were getting back together before The Fiend and Alexa beat them both up. I'm kind of intrigued to see where this goes. 6.5 out of 10. Round 5 of the draft, Nikki Cross went to Raw, no surprise considering she's going to continue that feud with Alexa. Ziggler and Rude to SmackDown. Can't say I'm surprised by that. Raw Truth to Raw, 24/7 stuff stays on Raw, makes sense given the extra hour. Cruise to SmackDown, I was surprised by it. He's done well on Raw, so I wasn't really expecting that. And Dabba-Kato, I imagine, will just stay in Raw Underground. Xavier Woods and Dolph Ziggler kicked off the next match between New Day, Dolph and Rude. Rude got clear of a near fall after Ziggler hit a DDT and a near fall of his own. Rude was dominating before Woods made a sneaky tag, leading to the midnight hour to send Kofi up for the win. This was a really great match, actually. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Round 6 of the draft, Tyson O'Neill went to Raw. Can't say I even noticed he was on Raw. Same for Carmella and Peyton Royce. Aleister Black, why the fuck was he drafted this late? Makes no sense. Going to SmackDown to continue the KO feud. And Tozawa to Raw makes sense. He'll just continue 24/7 stuff, I should imagine. It was Ricochet v Cedric Alexander in that little match. Ricochet was in trouble early on as the Hurt Business were in control. Cedric hit a Michinoku driver before the ref went down. MVP brought up a chair. Ricochet faked getting hit by it. The ref fell for it, and now they have to leave him alone. Really wasn't seeing this coming. Quite creative, actually, and I'm actually intrigued to see where this goes next. So this was very successful. 6.5 out. Main event, it was the women's #1 contender battle royal. Nia Jax said you might as well all just leave now before they all refused, tried to kick them over, failed. Tamina and Jax started fighting each other before Jax quickly eliminated her. Nia defended Baszler and the whole lineup eliminated Jax, including Shayna. Back from the break, Cross was eliminated by Lacey before Nia put Lana through the table. Natalya dropped Lacey for the final 2 once Baszler had been eliminated and looked like she'd won before Lana came out of nowhere and kicked her over the wing, giving her the surprise win. And a pointless match next week. 6.5 out of 10 though, still kind of enjoyed it. Raw this week, Raw gets a 6.5 out of 10 from me. Pretty enjoyable show actually, a lot better than Raw has recently been. The draft just makes things fun and there were some really high quality matches too. So yeah, pretty decent show on the whole. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Remember to follow me on Twitter, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to my channel on the screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.